I just saw the first Avatar. I think I'm not done watching it. I want to make it all the way through it before I see the next one.
Oh man, the first one's really, it's incredible to watch, and it tells a very interesting story about how we as humans affect the planet. Here in San Diego, I'll tell you what is affecting us right now is all this wonderful rain that we finally are receiving, and boy, it came down very heavy overnight. I'd say the most of this rain came down from about midnight till about 9 o'clock this morning, and after that it kind of backed off, unless you're up in the mountains where they continue to see light rain coming down. Look at these rainfall totals along the coastline, basically 1 1/3 inch pretty much everywhere. Downtown a little bit less. The further you go in and north is where you really see the heavy rain, especially at Palomar Mountain. 3.61 inches of rain. That is incredible, and it all really came down in the past 24 hours. Temperatures today did not warm up that much because of all the cool air coming into Southern California. Not cold because we really didn't see any snow in our local mountains, but we stayed in the 50s pretty much everywhere unless you were in the mountains or downtown where it was 61. Current temperatures, we've only cooled off just a little bit because we never warmed up that much. Ramona at 50, 55 in Del Mar. For the folks in Humboldt, you're also at 50. The mountains, you're getting close to or below that freezing range, so maybe some snowflakes flying, but because it was so warm for so long, I don't really think anything will stick. They did see snow in the San Bernardino Mountains, about 4 to 6 inches. That's a live look from Mount Soledad, 57 right now. The winds are still out there at about 17, 18 miles an hour out of the west. And as we look at temperatures across the nation, boy, I'll tell you, you can really see how this zonal flow is affecting much of the country. And then ahead of the front, look at how warm it is in Nashville, 62, 48 in Washington, D.C., Philadelphia. The Northeast, uncommonly warm for this time of year. The only really cold spot, Bismarck, North Dakota at 8. But we are seeing this zonal flow bring plenty of moisture in out of the Pacific. And things are basically dry in the mid-Atlantic, a brush by in the Northeast as we move towards the central part of the nation. Here's our storm now exiting. We still have some instability over Southern California, but it is winding up right over parts of Nevada and into Arizona and southern Utah, heading towards Colorado. This will track in a northeasterly direction, and there's the next storm waiting in the wings. Here's the storm, watch it exit. Here's the one I just showed you moving into the west, and then we've got another one behind that. A series of storms making their way into the west, and then eventually we'll start to see some partial clearing, but the instability continues to hit much of the Pacific Northwest. So tomorrow morning you can see partly to mostly sunny skies along the coast, but the clouds stacking up. Here comes that next storm Tuesday morning, and that exits on out of here. And then we kind of see the instability stick around, and yet another storm by Wednesday. So we are going in and out and in and out of these storms. You can see the instability moving through Southern California. By the time we get to the weekend, though, those temperatures get a little bit closer to average and we start to dry out. We'll take a little bit of drying for a while. And for you folks in the mountains, no snow here, but certainly up in the Big Bear Lake area and the Sierra Nevada have seen anywhere from 5 to 8 feet of snow. So an incredible amount of snow up there.